The Gordon College Archives are located on the second floor of Jenks Library. Founded in 1921, it houses various collections, one of which is the Archeological Collection. The Archeological Collection bears witness to ancient times, and in doing so can connect students and faculty on this Christian campus to biblical realities. An archaeological piece that we can examine to this end is a cuneiform tablet. Sarah St. Germain, Gordon College's archivist, was present when 2 tablets were recently discovered in the archives. One of the tablets is larger and older, and it acted as a type of receipt for various items, including grains and dates that a temple had purchased at the time. The second tablet is smaller and newer, originating in Akkad. This tablet is a loan agreement, complete with witnesses and details about the bargain.
The Sumerian tablet that we have dates to about 2000 BC, which is the rough estimate of the historical Abraham. So it's putting it into perspective of these are the types of things that people would have been seeing at that time, you know?
Another piece that can be studied by the Gordon community in order to better understand biblical times is an Israeli lamp. The Gordon College Archives has 2, and they are from around the time that David and Solomon would have been alive.
So our 2 Israeli lamps, we kind of got them through our merger with Barrington College in the 1980s. So one's a more basic pinch pot, it's called. So the edges are pinched so that the wick can sit in it and have the oil. The second is a little bit more elaborate, where you would put the wick in and the oil and it's covered.
Gordon College's Professor Goss would call these artifacts, quote, material culture. In the next clip, he is holding a type of an ancient lamp of his own.
In looking at the material culture of the past, it's a way to put our students into direct contact with the people who made these objects.
St. Germain adds to this that specific verses in the Bible contain references to these very artifacts.
And then the Israeli lamps, it's one of those things where people are using them. You can think about it when they're talking about in scripture, you know, cupping the lamp and letting your light shine. It's all of these different things that just gives a little extra visualization.
One final piece to add to this assortment of thought-provoking archaeological artifacts is a beaded Egyptian leather piece.
The last item that we have is this little beaded leather piece, and it's really interesting. I love that you can see these really tiny beads, and they're bright and brilliant and still have all this color. They're somewhere around, 1070 to 664 BC.
The Israelites in the Bible had a lot of contact with the Egyptians, perhaps most notably in the books of Genesis and Exodus. Seeing something that an Egyptian would have worn, like this leather piece, can help Christians today with understanding how the Israelites would have seen the Egyptians. Gordon College is a faith-based community that desires to understand the biblical text better, and studying these artifacts can help them to do this. Speaking about people during biblical times, a Gordon College New Testament professor, Steve Hunt, says, quote, "Our modern context is different than their ancient context, and until we really start to reckon with their ancient content and how these documents meant something to them in the first place, we're going to continue to be wrapped up in disagreement." For Gordon College News, I'm Reagan Forbes.